Karyn Bryant for MMA H.E.A.T. I'm here really with one of the legends of wrestling, one of the legends of MMA, obviously a UFC Hall of Famer, Mr. Randy Couture. And Randy, it's so interesting to see you here, the way people react to you. How does that make you feel, knowing that you're one of the people who personifies the sport here in America?
Well, you know, it's a great feeling to be well received and try to keep it simple. My wrestling career and my fighting career, and just be me, and it's pretty easy to do. You know, there's a lot of young fans that aspire to wrestle and compete in mixed martial arts, and I think in a lot of ways MMA has become the professional outlet for amateur wrestlers. So I'm one of the few wrestlers that kind of paved that road. So it's just fun to be involved, and obviously this is a great event. I'm excited to see some great high caliber wrestling, and obviously with the IOC stuff going on too, it's important to, you know, all of us wrestlers to stand up and create some awareness about the situation and hopefully affect the vote that's coming up.
Yeah, what do you, I mean, they've said that partly it's because the viewership wasn't there and it wasn't sort of a sexy sport in certain ways in terms of network television. What do you think you can do to change that? And obviously now we have some time to try to change the title. What can be done to improve the perception of the sport?
Well, you know, we've been here before. We were here with MMA for a long time, and wrestling has been a tough sport to sell, like MMA was in the beginning. And I think there's an education process that has to happen to educate people, first of all, about the athletes, the character, the discipline, the tenacity of these athletes. It's the same thing we need to just show people about mixed martial arts. And then we need to create a sport that's more viewer-friendly, that they can understand. Once you do those two things, you create a vested interest in those athletes. I want to see him compete, whether he wins or loses. And I want to understand how it is he won and lost, how the match gets scored. And I think those are two areas that we've been hearing that for a long time. The leadership in FILA wasn't taking notice, wasn't taking that into account. I think this IOC decision forced us to make some changes in that leadership position, which could be the best thing that ever happened to wrestling. So,
now, well, certainly we know that you have a Bellator show coming out with MMA. Mm-hmm. Is there any ideas that maybe Randy Couture could be a commentator or somebody that does almost a tutorial type of show for wrestling or something that, you know, along those lines?
That would be something I'd be interested in, for sure. Obviously, I spent, since 10 years old, I've been wrestling and been on the mat and carried that over into mixed martial arts, and a huge part of my fighting style has been my wrestling. So it's a sport that I have a huge passion for. So if I got the opportunity or saw, you know, a pitch in that regard,
I'm going to start writing one.
I would be definitely interested in something like that.
So here's the thing. Yesterday I was working with Chael, and I know for a little while here there was talk that you and Chael might get on the mats together. And let me tell you, Randy, he was like, "Oh my God, I want to do this," because I guess you're the one person he's never beaten, and I know that would have meant a lot to him. What would that have gone like if you guys were in there?
Well, you know, I heard about the Iranians pulling out and that they were up in the air about what they were going to do to create interest, still to get people here for the movement, for the IOC thing and all that. And so I said, "Come on, Chael, I'm calling you out. Let's throw our hat in the ring here. I'll wrestle you. I don't care what style, Greco, freestyle, collar style. You pick it. Let's do a match." And he said, "Okay, I'm in." And then, of course, the powers that be said, "No, you ain't doing that." So it didn't work out. But you know, I've trained with Chael, known Chael since he was in high school. He's an amazing kid. He's created this crazy persona in mixed martial arts that most of us that know him know he's really nothing like that. He's a tremendous kid, very bright, very smart, nice to be around, and contrary to popular belief.
Well, and I have to tell you though, I mean, he was just genuinely just goofy with excitement at the idea of it. And Daniel Cormier's in there with it. We're like, "Oh," Daniel's like, "I'll corner you, and we'll do this, and then we'll get Favor in there." I mean, it was like, and I'm sitting there going, "This is a dream. Like, I wish this could happen." But
it would have turned into a thing for sure. It would have been fun.
So let's talk about the Bellator show. How's that going? And I guess the one question everybody has is, what happens when everybody wants Randy as the coach?
Yeah, you know, that was a concern. How do you subtly, tactfully steer somebody in a different direction, which is part of the dynamics of the show. But the other three coaches are pretty stellar as well. So I mean, Frank Shamrock, Joe, and Greg are tremendous. It's a great group, good group of young guys. A lot of fun, a lot of great fights, and very focused on the tactics and technique involved. And I think unique in that the fighters absolutely have their destiny in their hands. They make the decisions of what camps they want to be in, who they want to fight, which is a unique thing. So I think some interesting situations come out of that. It starts airing the 19th of June. So
very nice. Well, best of luck to you. And I know you're in high demand here, so I need to let you go, but it's always a pleasure seeing you.
Good to see you, Karyn. Thanks.